Alright, today we have a 1995 Cutlass Ciera with the 3.1 liter motor. We're going to be doing a tune-up. We're just going to do spark plugs and wires. So we'll show you how to do that. We got our parts from APDTY.com. So we got some brand new parts to put in there. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to start with the front three plugs. Just go ahead and pull off your spark plug wires. And I'm just going to let them hang there for now. Well, should tuck them out of the way a little bit. Now all you need to do is take out the three spark plugs. I just have a socket, spark plug socket with an extension on it. Okay, the reason we were doing the tune-up on this car, it had a pretty bad misfire, which will make the engine vibrate as you try to accelerate. It'll also make you lose power. The first two spark plugs I pulled out looked great. This one was discolored, and you can actually smell the raw fuel on it. Upon looking at it, it looks like the insulation on the spark plug is cracked, which will definitely cause a misfire. So I'm suspecting that's probably what was causing it. We're going to go ahead and change all the plugs though anyway, since we're here. Alright, we've got our new spark plugs. We're just going to go ahead and install them, just like the old ones came out. Okay, that's our front three spark plugs. I'm going to go ahead and do the back three spark plugs now. They're a little tougher to get to. They're on the back of the motor here. I'm going to start with the hardest one first. Alright, if you have trouble locating the spark plugs, what you can do is always follow the spark plug wire down right to it. So we've got the one plug wire comes down and the boot comes off. It's right there. Now you may never be able to actually see the spark plug. You have to go by feel on this one. So we'll remember where that plug wire came out. And snake the ratchet in there. Okay, I got my spark plug and socket on there. All I did was add another extension. Now let me slide it right on there. So now we can take out that spark plug. While I'm working there, I'm going to go ahead and put the new one in that corner, in that spot. Okay, now we'll repeat that with these other two plugs. Pull off the wire. Alright, we got the spark plugs changed. We went ahead and did that. When I pulled out the cylinder 5 spark plug, I saw it looked the same as cylinder 2. That tells me that the ignition coil was actually the problem. So we went ahead and got a new ignition coil. We're going to go ahead and replace that ignition coil. It's real simple. There's two bolts. You got one, it's a 5.5 millimeter bolt. You got one here and one on the back side. So we'll just take those two bolts off. After you get those unbolted, it just pulls straight off. You can see the bottom of the coil here. These two little slots are where the ignition module plugs into it. If you look down here, you you can see the two prongs that come up from the ignition module that feed the power to the coil. So we got our new coil here. We got this from APDTY.com. Now you'll see it comes with a new little orange thing. What that is the rubber boot that goes down here on the ignition coil. I had to get a little screwdriver and pry that out of there. Now we'll install this new orange boot over these pins here. And our new ignition coil just slides right on. Push it right onto those pins, if you're lucky. And install the two bolts again. And last, you just transfer the spark plug wires from one coil to the other. Oh, look at that. You can see that's probably what caused the coil to fail. You had a whole bunch of corrosion in there. I'm going to spray these out, get them clean, pop those on. I tried to clean up these coil wires to save them, to save our customer some money, but it's so rusted and they're degraded in there. We're going to go ahead and replace the ignition coils as well. I'm sorry, the ignition wires as well. All I'm going to do is one at a time. I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to match it up and replace it with the new one. Also, before I start pulling them off, I'm going to open up all these looms and just get the wires loose. Alright, so we got all our ignition wires on. I went ahead and double checked that they're all going to the correct spot on the coils. All the new spark plugs are in. The wires are all routed back. And all we have to do now is fire it up, make sure it runs good. Go ahead and start it up. Alright, she runs great. No more misfire. So that fixed up the problem. So again, keep Auto Parts Direct to You or APDTY.com in mind next time you need some parts. And other than that, thank you for watching. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to our videos and like them. Also check us out on Facebook at APDTY.